for coach high school teams that play multiple games, or teams that play 90-minute plus, ECNL and all that stuff. They have to measure this. But with our kids, we just need to define when and how to interact with our kids to keep them engaged and keep them on task for what we're trying to achieve. How long would you do your intervals of your session? This is not necessarily for physical output. I'm just saying, I want to find out how long so that the kids are focused on the topic.
It's shooting very quickly.
Huh?
If you're trying to focus on shooting, you would do very quick.
Like what? Huh?
No, I
You mean
would
the whole
say,
session, or you mean the
I would let it go.
Repetition, so you can get
Every 2 minutes repetition.
the cycle.
It's really intense, like every
15, 20 minutes. Because you're gonna be stopping.
Hold on, what did you say?
I think 15 to 20 minutes, because we still have to give the coaching points, trying to figure out, where they need help. You have to be in that flow coaching them.
Yeah.
But, for you to step in, I think 15 to 20 minutes, and with the rotation as a player, as it goes, we'll go as a fast-paced, activity.
Okay. You are correct, but you can give me the whole thing. I'm asking about the intervals. If you have 15 minutes, how many intervals do you wanna have in your session? 2, 3, or 4? Something like that.
You mean 4 intervals, and it's gonna be like 10 opportunities for each one?
No, we're not talking about the kids, right? Is it possible for me to do this in like 3 intervals of 5 minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Those 5 minutes determine what?
The impact.
My interactions with the kids. See, there's 5 minutes of what? Free play. They're playing, they're making decisions. And then I stop to do what? To interact, right? And then I let them what?
Play.
Play and observe what I just interacted to see if it's taking place. And then what? And then I interact again. That's how it should happen. So my interactions are determined by the coaching points. When do I come in and introduce my point? And when do I come in and alert the kids to something I just came up in the experiment? Okay? That was not even part of my plan. Just came up. Okay? And they go, I have to address this. So I have to find a moment to address it. So that way you can coach for the rest of your life. Okay? You're putting too much weight on your shoulders. You need to just back off. Put some idea about them, work on it. Okay? They're learning. Is that clear, guys, on the interactions? Okay? So break down your time, okay, into intervals. Like you're gonna film a session, right? For how long? 12 minutes, right?
10 or 12
Break it down
minutes.
into 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes, right? So we can see your interactions. We don't have to interact all the time, because if you present your players with a clear idea what they're working on, okay, then let them work on it.
All right.
Okay? If they don't understand, it's because I didn't
Explain.
explain it correctly. Okay? But see, Adam does something really well. What does he do every time he tells us what to do?
He asked us if we understand.
He asks you, yeah, he always checks for understanding. He wants to make sure what he's saying is clear to everyone before you go into town. Same thing, and I'm sure he does it with these players. Okay? Same thing. We explain it to the kids, and then we back off. Okay? We ask them, okay, any questions? And I might even ask a question if they say, oh, no, we get it. And I go, let me ask you this, and then I might lead them, you know, a little bit and see, well, what about this? What do we do with this? And then, if they don't understand, and they're stopped crying and go, wait a minute, I'm not explaining this correctly. I need to explain it correctly. Is that, you see, that's what coaching is, guys. It's not about winning, losing, and all that. Coaching with kids, we're helping them learn something they love to do. That's what, we're passing knowledge from our brains to their brains, and then let them go. You know. Is that good? So interactions are powerful, in my opinion, for coaching. So this keeps repeating itself, okay? The activities, the organization we talked about, you have to have rules in your activities, okay? If I was working with 14 years old here, what rule do I have to have?
Shooting distance.
Williams sports teams.
Oh, referee.
So,
Offside is part of is the rule of the game that's part of creating chances to score goals. Otherwise, they would just run behind the defense all the time. Because offside helps who? The defense. Because you can run there and I can go here. You're off. The way I have to think, you have to change your thinking. You come back and then I stop.
Exactly.
It's
Seconds.
not easy. So
Second.
you have rules of the game that it would help. If you are playing and the ball goes out of bounds, what do you do?
Decision back.
Find the next person to defend or move around. There are a lot of things you can do. By the coach
Rules.
Oh,
And then restart, whoever versus the ball.
Huh?
Switch the ball, I guess restart.
Restart. What types of restarts?
Throw it.
Could be a throw-in. Could be a goal kick. All those restarts are also rules of the game, instead of us starting from somewhere else. It has to be game-like. It has to be game.
3 bounces, like, doing that.
What?
Like, you know, sometimes players will kick it on the air and say, 3 minute bounce.
Well, that's just for the
That's
start.
what I'm saying.
That's just for the start. No,
Yeah.
but in the activity, you have to have rules. It's part of the game. When we say rules, we mean the game rules, not our own rules. Okay? It's good to have the game rules. Yeah, if you're doing that first activity and you want to start the ball from a certain point, yeah, you can say, hey, when the ball goes out, we're going to start from this point. That's part of what? Organization, from the plan. That's your organization. But in flow of the game, something happens, you know, it's a corner. Ball goes out, corner. The kids go corner, and the coach goes, no, let's start from over here. The kids said corner, you do what? Corner. It's part of the game, reality based. All right. Interactions we already did, okay? So this is what you just did in the review of your environment, okay? And identify the needs of our players, then you create the principles for the performance analysis. That's where we gave you the filter to create that principle that you're going to look into, so you can analyze. So this keeps repeating itself. I don't know why I keep repeating the same thing. Because this is the thing you did. Okay? All right. So now you're going to go and create a session. This is the one you're going to run out there?
Yes.
This is the one you're going to go and run out there based on your analysis from what you did earlier, okay, in groups. Now you're going to come up with your what? With your narrative, okay? So your narrative. Personally, I read it, and if it flows, I know you're on track. Designing the activity itself, okay, has to also flow with my session, with my narrative. I gave you my example when I was watching, okay? When I was watching the game for analysis earlier, who did I focus on?
Middle.
Attacking mid, and defensive mid. In this area, and then the center forward, the 9. So we can call them 8, 10, and 6, okay? So, my activity, once I have my narrative, my activity has to complement my narrative. Does that make sense? They just flow. Because if I say anything in my narrative, and this does not even bring out those players in the picture, it doesn't make sense. Very good?
Can I add?
Yes.
So are we clear on what our topics are for our training sessions? Did we talk about that, using the game that we observed?
Yes, the one we just did.
So you guys know that's what you're doing. You're using what you watched from that game to create your training session. My group would be looking at building out, how to improve the build out. Community group is how to prevent and build out. A couple factors to keep in mind. Looking ahead to the afternoon say for success when you're designing your sessions. We will have players tomorrow. Today, you guys are gonna have to be on the field. So what I will do is I'm gonna run a training session for a short 20, 30-minute activity. Then you guys will have a little bit more time so we can get through more coaches. So plan on coaching adults. The good news is, looking at this group, the coaching points for a 12-year-old will probably be the same for you.
You have to do the high fives and stuff?
Ah, tampoco así, compa. Ah, tampoco,
In
compa.
all seriousness, guys, part of the reason that U.S. soccer moved away from having coaches on the field and trying to integrate kids is it is a different dynamic. So when you're playing, please do your best to play. When you're coaching, coach. Coach your peers like they were your players. We will get through as many sessions as we can.
Okay.
We may not get everyone in. Tomorrow, when we have players, you'll hopefully be able to run your 3.2 activities to get feedback on those.
Right.
So that you'll have time to refine those in a small group and then run those. Today is about translating what you watched and then putting it into practice on the field.
Creating a plan.
If you
Okay.
could please have a written version, just to give to me or myself, so we can have that in front of us. Scott's going to help us as well.
Yeah.
But plan on coaching coaches. We need as many people to play as possible. You can rotate on and off. We'll say we need anywhere from 8 to 12 players per activity. So that should give us, a chance for everyone to come on and off. But that's the context you'll be working with this afternoon. Before you break, I'm going to take a request. Does anybody have anything they want to see from my coaching session today? A topic, something we've gone over? Is there anything that you guys as coaches feel like you want to see run on the field? Coach?
I want to see how you guys coach defense. I think that's like, yeah.
Juli's doing that tomorrow.
Cool.
Oh, perfect. I wanna see that. Oh, sorry.
Do that tomorrow.
Any requests? Is there anything, any topic?
You're running your session from the video as well.
What's that?
You're running your session from the video?
The one that I showed you guys from way back when?
No, the one we just saw, that's what's gonna run your session, or no?
What do you mean?
Are you using the?
No, I will run whatever session you guys want.
Mhm.
What, is there a topic or something you want to see on the field, or a specific type of coaching interaction, or a moment? What is it you guys would you feel like you get the most out of from C? Victor?
Honestly, I have a lot of issue inspiring my teams. Not even inspiring. I have an issue getting the goal in the net. Seriously.
Scoring goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My team they fall apart in the time.
Okay.
I was gonna say finish.
Finishing? Anybody else?
I thought it was so interesting last weekend to see the differences in your training sessions. And I, just as we guys saw one of each, I don't know if those are like completely your styles or if it was the topics you're coaching, your session was more of a tactical concept a little bit, and yours was more dribbling man. If you could do any of those, if you could do a session at I'd like to see the Adam version of a more tactical session. If it ends up looking, I'm really curious if it ends up looking like what we saw from Julie, or if it looks like what we saw from you, just a different topic, you know what I mean?
Okay, so
You can still do whatever, just sort of.
if I give you guys an attacking session based on finishing with tactics really focused, are we good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, give me your groups, you guys can start working on yours, I'll listen to
Okay, so on the field, I think two, because we're gonna be pressed for time, two of your groups will do a session, probably. Third one, maybe, because I only have two groups. So they'll be in group, maybe we'll get to you, maybe not, but at least we'll do two and two. That
Works for me?
Okay, love it.
I think for some today we're just adults.
Yeah, Michael. The only thing we don't have is a printer, so I send this to myself on my phone.
If you want to write it down for what it's worth, and you said, where do I put it, when we keep it. When we started this class, I thought about I wanted to check.
I can this one tomorrow and then.
I don't know.
Ask him if he wants something today.
I don't know. Like I heard that no today. That's what I hear. So I don't know. No.
You're right. You're right. Today too.
I'm just gonna send it to you. Can I have a doc, it's 60 people session?
Are we still doing head coach assistant, or is all four of us running that?
I mean, you can always have a full chat.
Yes.
I'll do head coaching.
And I'll pick the stats. And I'll pick the stats.
And then also here, we drive to the ball and
Michael already killed this.